איראן רצתה לפגוע ביכולות אסטרטגיות של מדינת ישראל. זה דבר שלא היה בעבר. אנחנו שוקלים את צעדינו, והשיגור הזה של כל כך הרבה טילים, טילי שיוט, כטב"מים לשטח מדינת ישראל, יענה בתגובה. סכם את הביקור הזה.
Israel has vowed to respond to the attack of Iran in its territory. Yes, Iran has hit Israel very hard with more than 300 drones and missiles combined, trying to hit Tehran, the capital, very lately. This is due to an attack that Israel did on the Iranian consulate in Syria, in Damascus. A few days ago, Israel hit the consulate of Iran in Syria, taking away a couple of people. You know, when I say taking away, you know what I mean. Fortunately, it's just crazy. This subject, you can't talk about this subject. When you talk about it, you get censored, like YouTube. Come on, man. Let's respect each other. So Israel hit the consulate of Iran in Syria. Many people were not very happy about that because, as we all know, the chart of the United Nations says an embassy or consulate, wherever it may be, is considered as part of a territory of the occupier.
و دستگاه‌های سفارت در هر کشوری که وجود دارد به منزله خاک همون کشوری است که سفارت متعلق به اوست. وقتی به کنسولگری ما حمله میکنن مثل اینکه به خاک ما حمله کردن.
So a simple example is the consulate of the United States of America in Somalia is not Somalia. That land, that ground belongs to the United States of America. It's just like Texas, Colorado, or Seattle. So you cannot allow yourself to get into that land because that's like crossing into the United States of America illegally. So even if somebody, let's say criminal, okay, steals something from the market or wherever, and then runs into an embassy, the police cannot follow him into the embassy because that will be considered as crossing illegally into a foreign country's land. Now, as per the rule of war, international rule of war, yes, war has rules and regulations. You cannot just do anything you like during war. You cannot hit hospitals. You cannot hit schools purposely. You cannot hit civilians purposely. You cannot do any of those things. You cannot hit embassies. You cannot target consulate because it goes against the rules of the United Nations. Now, a couple of days ago, Israel hit Iranian consulate in Syria, taking out a couple of people, including some top commander of the Iranian military. So let me just put it this way. It's like, okay, you got intelligence, you got some information that the leaders of the enemy are all regrouped in one place. You can hit that place, but it is illegal to hit the place. You still make a decision to hit that place. Iranians, through their leaders, swore they were going to make Israel pay for that.
رژیم خبیث اشتباه کرد. در این قضیه باید تنبیه بشود و تنبیه خواهد شد.
So last night, they did just that. The reason why there aren't so many damage in Israel, because Israel's got a defensive system named the Iron Dome. The Iron Dome is a system of many missiles whose job is to intercept any other missile or rocket that comes from any other country against Israel. And the Iron Dome has been very effective in many instances, including this time around, where they say 99% of the missiles sent by Iran from multiple locations were stopped before they hit the ground. Now, this is a very strong message from Iran. Iran, unlike Palestine, has a full army, and they want to show to the world that we will not stay down if you dare to touch us in our eye. If you do something wrong to us, we are going to respond in the strongest way possible. What's interesting here is the Iranians have said on Twitter, we have responded to what Israel did to us a few days ago. We have responded against Israel's attack to our consulate in Syria. For now, we are done. Now, if Israel dare to do anything else against us again, we're going to hit them in the highest proportionate way. Then they proceed to say to the United States of America to stay out of trouble. Iran said to America, do not get involved. Joe Biden also openly said to the Prime Minister of Israel that America will not get involved in an offensive against Iran. Clearly. Why? Because Iran is not a small country. They are not Mickey Mouse. You will not play with them. They have weapons. They've been developing for many, many years. They've been preparing for this occasion for many, many years. So there is a level of respect there. Have you ever seen a country that's not controlled by the West, where America is scared to move forward? You can name them. There's North Korea. There's Iran. What do they have in common? They all have big armies. and Russia now. So one of the biggest deterrents is weapons. The more weapons you have, the more soldiers you have, the less they're going to probably be coming to your country trying to bring democracy, like they've done in Iraq, like they've done in many other places in the world.
This hour, American and coalition forces are in the early stages of military operations to disarm Iraq, to free its people, and to defend the world from grave danger.
So the big question is here. Israel was going through its motion in Gaza, in Lebanon, and other places because Hezbollah, which is a group of armed men who don't get along with Israel at all, are stationed in Lebanon, just in north of Israel. Hezbollah is sponsored by Iran. The Houthis in Yemen are sponsored by Iran. Therefore, Israel perceives Iran as one of the biggest threats to its existence. And the Iranians have been very open about it. They've said it many times that they are ready to obliterate Israel completely. My question is this, fellas. Was Israel's action on the Iranian embassy in Syria justified? Was that really necessary? Because in the United Nations, Iran said the reason why we bombarded Israel is because they attacked us first. This is a response to what they've done to us.
Madam President, following the Israeli regime cowardly terrorist and armed attack against our diplomatic premises in Damascus, the Syrian Arab Republic, on the 1st of April, we notified the UN Security Council and Secretary General of such international wrongful act, as well as of Iran's inherent right under international law to respond to such terrorist armed attack.
Was that move necessary? Is that move by Israel justified? Or Israel also has to respect the rule of law, which is you do not attack anybody's embassy or consulate anywhere in the world. Now, this is not over because many experts believe that Israel will react because they need to save face. You know, Israel is very feared and very respected by some countries. So if they don't react to this, it may show a level of weakness on their behalf. And I believe weakness is the last thing Israel wants to show to the world. Should we prepare ourselves for the next world war? Because Iran's got weapons, big ones. If Israel responds to Iran's response, where will Israel attack? Will they attack another embassy or will they attack Iran in Iran? Now, how will Iran respond to that? That's a big thing. We know Iran is a friend of Russia. Israel is a friend of America. Now, are we slowly escalating into a bigger war, which is unnecessary? The bottom line is, I don't know. We always know that if you're fighting with one person, you fight with that person. You don't punch everybody else on the side because then everybody becomes your enemy, right? Then everybody becomes unhappy with you. Can we say this is what's happening with Israel and Iran in a place where Israel has an urgency to deal with in Gaza, now turning its focus to Iran? Do you feel like Russia will support Iran if ever America sided with Israel to go bombard Iran? Let me know how you feel about this. It was a great pleasure. I think it's necessary we talk about these things, you know. We can talk about all Africa and stuff, but we need to understand where the world is moving. Because at the end of the day, we're going to have to deal with the world. We're going to have to deal with the West. We're going to have to deal with the big players. So we need to understand who's doing what is what, who's oppressing who, and who's responding to what. God bless.